सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Last week we finished up to the poem Olive Tree. Okay. And then we have to move into acquisitions and the two motivations. We will not be doing the two motivations, we will be doing the poem Olive Tree again. Because popular demand. Say, sir, we heard, but there are some more points you may have. Why don't you cover it fully? I said, okay, I have lots of points anyway. In everything, I have a lot of points to say. So let us do the olive tree. To understand olive tree, we need to understand to understand prayer itself, to understand devotion itself, we need to know a few things. The first thing that we need to know in prayer is action. There are various ways in which you can act. At one stage, there will be no action at all, inaction, laziness, tamas. At another stage, there will be an action with doership, lot of kartrutva behind it. At another stage, there will be action, understanding that you are an instrument. And then there is another stage where there is no instrument there is no bhavana of instrument. You think, you understand that you are an actor on the stage. Actionlessness, finally. These are all the stages that happens. Again, I repeat the stages. From no action to action backed by kartrutva to an instrument to I am an actor on the stage, and then no action. Again, actionlessness. Naishkaramyam, actionlessness is perfection. Now, where does bhakti come in here? In these, now I said there are these 4-5 stages, I said. From all that we have gathered and studied till now, where will you put bhakti in this? That's what Olive Tree is talking about. Where will you put bhakti in? Bhakti comes in as an instrument. In the Olive Tree, he is saying, I did what I am supposed to do as an instrument. When you say, I am doing action like actor on the stage, you have become detached. There is no prayer there. Upon perfection, self-realization, enlightenment, who's doing what? There is no action, there is no doing something. Now, that who's doing what is non-understandable, let us forget it. Let us forget the highest, because that is the highest is more of a speculation now. Highest is more of a speculation now. And if anybody says, I have understood the highest, they don't know what they are saying, because to be an instrument itself is so difficult. After having spent a lot of time in an understanding that you are an instrument, you mature to the state of actor on the stage, and then comes the highest. Now, where is devotion coming in? What is this poem saying? He who made it knew better than a person like me. He who made it knew better than a person like me means, as an instrument, I will do what I am supposed to do. Whatever happens out of it is not my concern. I do what I am supposed to do, but whatever happens out of it is not my. But you will be definitely affected by the outcome. Why? You will definitely be affected by the outcome. Why you will definitely be affected by the outcome? Because there is a lot of kartrutva backing the action. The worry, the anxiety, the fear, the frustration, stress, etc. is all because of the kartrutva behind the action. And the kartrutva makes you to believe. What is kartrutva? Kartrutva makes you to believe you know what you want. I am doing all this for what, sir? I am doing all this for what? As an instrument or as an actor on the stage or kartrutva. Are you able to understand the three difference? Action is the same, but the inner maturity is different. So all in the first hermit case, there is no inner maturity. Therefore, that person thought at every stage I know what I want. At every stage, he thought he knows. What is absurdity of the first hermit? Not only he knew what he want, he also knew what others want. The madness of the first point. The madness of the first hermit is what? Not only he thinks he knows what is good, he started thinking what is good for other madness. Are you able to understand the olive tree now? Somebody told me, no, sir, something you are not saying. I said, no, but I don't want to say it. No, 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 please do it again today. I said, okay. That's why we are doing olive tree again. Not only you know what is good for you, in the poem Olive Tree, the first hermit takes it to a height of absurdity. What is the height of absurdity? He thought he knew what is good for the plant also. Hmm? And God and what all he thought is good for the plant, he did it. What happened to the plant ultimately? Died. Look at the irony. He thought that's what is needed, that's what is good for the plant. He worked for it, he got it. Ultimately, what happened? The plant died. In the second hermit, he went and asked, how is it that your olive tree survived? He said, it is because between you and me, there is no difference in action. Between you and me, there is a difference in. The difference is not in action. The difference is in. The difference is not in the doing. The difference is in the doer. The doer is different. What is doer? The inner maturity of the two doers are different. So the doing remains the same. The doer is changed. We don't judge by doing. We judge by, we understand, we assess by, not by the doing, by the doer. You have no access to the doer. You only have access to the doing. And you get carried away by, the. Are you able to follow? So what is absurdity of the first hermit? Not only he thought what he needed, he also thought he knew what is good and bad for others also. Plant. In this here, the plant. A person comes and says, something bad has happened to me, and everybody around is also saying, something bad happened, and I say, thank God it happened. What will you think of me? Yeah, prepare. What will you? I said, thank God it happened. Why? Because you are out of something. You are out of some misunderstanding forever. Supposing if it didn't happen to you, there is no possibility of knowledge, there is no possibility of understanding, there is no possibility of transcending at all. It means the action is the same. The doing, you don't get carried away by the doing. You understand the doer. Now, the doer can have various notions. What are all the various notions the doer can have? A very indifferent way of doing is one attitude. Yeah, a very indifferent way of doing. தமிழ்ல சொன்னா ஏனோ தான் ஏதோ பண்ணோம் இல்லையா கடனேன்னு பண்றதா எழவேன்னு பண்ணாதீங்க this isn't it? It might as well. It's so nothing in it is joyful. Nothing in it. It is like a everything in it is frustrating. Everything is irritating. That is one attitude. Doing is the same. That is one attitude. Another attitude is the kartrutva. From the indifferent way of doing to a kartrutva way of doing. What is a kartrutva way of doing? Lot of passion, lot of emotion, lot of energy, lot of consistency, lot of sincerity, lot of dedication. Result is what? Result is what? Agitation and frustration. Why? Because what is backing the dedication? What is backing the sincerity? Kartrutva. Have you ever observed? We have never said by dedicated and being sincere or kartrutva will go. Have you ever said that? But you assume that there will not be kartrutva if you are dedicated and sincere. No, no, no. You will be dedicated and sincere, and the result of the dedication, sincerity, etc., will be agitation and frustration because the kartrutva is backing, the doership is there, the right bhavana, bhakti is not backing. Dedication and sincerity minus bhakti is kartrutva, egoistic. What is egoistic means? I am dedicated, I am sincere, I am a hard worker, I am doing everything, but no bhakti in it. And what is bhakti means? What does bhakti means? Instrument. Bhakti means instrument. I am doing this as a tool, as your instrument. You are the doer, I am the instrument. Thy will be done, not my will. That's a prayer, no? That's a prayer the school they teach, isn't it? Oh Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That is bhakti. You do dedication and sincerity and bring in the attitude of instrument. That's what the second hermit did. That's what the olive tree is talking. That's what olive tree taught us. The moment you bring in dedication and sincerity and all that, kartrutva will have a legitimacy. You will say, of course, it is legitimate to have kartrutva, no, because you are not insincere, you are very dedicated, you are very hardworking, you don't do anything half-heartedly. On top of it, you are a perfectionist also. Isn't it? On top of it, you are a perfectionist also. Either perfect way of doing or not doing at all, sir. Panna correcta, perfecta, panna, sir. Illana, I'll go off to sleep. I will not do anything at all. Olive tree comes and corrects this beautiful, it brings in a beautiful element of knowledge. What is it? Your sincere, dedicated doing alone is not enough. You need to bring in the thing of you being an instrument. You follow? Ego will not appreciate being an instrument because instrument means somebody is instrument means somebody is deciding, somebody is operating. Ego will not. Ego will not like that. Ego will say, I want to be in charge of, I want to be in control. I want to be in charge. During the course time, he will always say, அது என்னத்துக்கு why, he will say in the Loktam, அது என்னத்துக்கு எல்லாம் in charge, they are all fighting. Isn't it? I want to be the in charge of this. I want to be the in charge of. Why? Because Kartrutva, when you are only in charge of it, you feel it is under your, should be under your control. Instrument means what? Instrument means, uh, instrument means your presence doesn't matter. You become insignificant. Are you able to understand? Instrument, to be an instrument is very difficult. Why? Because your presence doesn't matter afterwards. You become highly insignificant. And an instrument is disposable. Isn't it? Kartrutva nakada indisposable, you are very important. Instrument na thick potterla, isn't it? Use and throw, isn't it? How can a Kartrutva will? Bhakti is what? Very difficult is this bhakti, and beautiful also is this attitude of the second hermit. So he also did everything, but the difference between the first hermit and the second hermit is in there, not in the doing, in the doer. That what is the attitude of the doer here? Instrument. But we don't want to stop here. We want to go to the next level also. What is the next level? Actor. Why even an instrument? Adu kuda be an actor. Actor on the stage. Actor on the stage, what does it mean? Actor on the stage means you do action, and whatsoever you do on the stage, there are no consequences to it. That is actor on the stage, isn't it? You murder somebody on the stage, no consequence. You are a king on the stage, no consequence. Yeah. First time I noticed long back, there used to, in the play and all used to be more popular than the movie. Movie was very popular, but I like the live plays more than the drama on Solving. I used to like the dramas more than the movies, because movie there's something very artificial in it. Yeah, drama is more live, meaning the margin of error is very less, because there's no way that you can reshoot. No, illa sir, we are enacting the scene on a stage. You have to beautiful it. It's very different. So there used to be the historical play. Manohar Noral used to put the historical plays. After the play, have you all seen a live play drama pathirkilya? Or scene முடிஞ்சோனே they'll switch off all the lights. Pitch dark it will be. By the time you realize what is happening, the lights will come back. The scene on the stage is changed. If you can train your eyes and see, which I did, the fellow was acting like a king. As soon as the lights went off, he has to carry his own throne and run away inside. He can't say, I am the king and throne of Tugin Bongaran. He cannot say. I told him, I said, he's carrying his own throne. My friend said, drama parna, you see everything else other than. You follow? See, actor on the stage, whether you are a king also, doesn't make any difference. You murder somebody on the stage doesn't declare. Your sacrifice has no meaning. Your murder has no meaning. Good or bad has no meaning on the stage. That's sannyas. We want to act, we want to get to that point. Athoda, we don't want to stop. We want to go to the highest. What in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, he calls as Naishkarmyam Purushoshnute. Naishkarmyam Purushoshnute. Naishkarmyam Purushoshnute means actionlessness is perfection. Actionlessness is, we want to get to that state. Okay, it's so nice to get to that state, but what you have to do? First thing, from Kartrutva, shift it to instrument. From Kartrutva, become an instrument. Olive tree brings that beautiful shift. Because in olive tree, prayer, he didn't use prayer as a substitute for effort. Prayer came during the effort. Are you able to understand the difference? Whenever we talk about bhakti, we talk about bhakti as a substitute for effort. In the case of the second hermit in olive tree, prayer didn't substitute effort. Prayer was backing the effort. When prayer backs the effort, then you get something. You follow? This is what olive tree is in one level. Same poem, olive tree, we can discuss it at another level also. Yes, Narayanji. Who has the control? Whoever has the control, unmute him.
Sir,
Yeah.
this is instrument the same thing like you are the tools in the hands of God?
Yes, that is instrument. Yes, that is instrument. You are a tool.
Okay.
And in whose hands you become the tool?
Hands of the God.
The hands of the divine.
Okay.
Correct. That is the tool.
Okay.
Yeah. From this understanding of olive tree, we are going into the next. So first we have understood prayer is not a substitute for effort. Prayer is not a substitute for effort. Prayer is the right attitude that you bring in while you are making your effort. While you are making in your effort, obviously it has to be sincere, dedicated, etc. You have no escape from that. And prayer is not going to, insincere effort plus prayer will not give the result, because prayer is not a substitute for effort. Sincere effort minus prayer will give the material result, but the mental agitation will not go. Are you able to understand now? Again I repeat, sincere effort minus bhakti will give you the material result. The material benefit you will get, but what will not come out of it? What you are actually expecting through the material result will not come. Are you able to follow? For that, you need to bring in a shift in attitude. And what is the shift in attitude? That is the instrument. And being an instrument is prayer. So what does prayer means? Remembering that you are an instrument. Remembering that you are an instrument. What is the deeper meaning now? I'm going into the next level. You have something? Oh, yes, tell me. Yes.
Whatever is happening,
Yes.
because of the divineness to be here.
Yes.
So how do I comprehend
Yes.
Between divine doing and I being an instrument.
Yeah. The clarification that he's bringing is, he always said divine is the doer. How do I bring in that I am an instrument? The moment I bring in divine is the doer. Kenopanishad. Beautiful Upanishad that is. Who is the doer is the question. What is the question in Kenopanishad? யார் பண்றாங்க, யார் பார்க்கறாங்க, யார் கேட்கறாங்க? Who is the doer is the question in Kenopanishad. Keneshitam padati preshitam manaha, etc. For which the answer is, you are not the doer. For which what is the answer? You are not the who's doing. By whom willed does prana function? Who does it? Not. What is the answer? Not you. Then who? That for that incomprehensible you, some name is given as divine Brahman. There is an incomprehensible factor that is the actual doer. For that incomprehensible factor, which is the actual doer, a name is given. What is that name? Divine, God, Brahman, totality, universe, any name you can give. All means the. Are you able to follow? That requires a very high level of detachment and maturity. What if I do, I can get to that maturity? I need to start functioning as an instrument first. If I start working as an instrument, taking the attitude of an instrument, very soon I will mature into that understand. You follow? That is a effect of practicing olive tree. The effect of practicing olive tree is what? You understand that you are not doing anything at all. Which is the truth. We only keep thinking we are doing this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I should do this, I should have done this, I didn't do it, I should not have done it, I did it. God. How we complicate ourselves, how we torture ourselves, isn't it? For which Ken Upanishad comes and gives an answer. We are to stop this self-torture. What is self-torture? You are a doer, Nancha. If you think you are a doer, that is called self-torture. Opposite of that is what? You are not. Then, but something is happening. No. Yeah, something is happening, which is beyond our comprehension. That stage of maturity comes. That's a blessed state to be in. Question is, what if I do if I get there? Olive tree. You follow? Olive tree gives a method by which I can get to that maturity. Okay. Prayer removes the instrument, understanding that you are an instrument. The prayer removes the notion. What is the notion? I'm a self-made person, sir. The notion that I am a self-made person. I stand on my own feet. Isn't it? Everybody stands on others' feet. Everybody stands on their feet. Prayer removes this notion. What is the notion? That I am a self-made person. See, who all you look up to? Look at the ego looks up to whom? Ego will never look up to the person who has surrendered and said, it's the divine will that does everything. Your ego can never look up to that person. Your ego will always look up to whom? All the motivational books you read, all the greatest achievers that you all get inspired by are those who has declared what? rags to riches, starting to from nothing to no. Started Microsoft in the garage. Wow. 400 pages. Just ego. And ego likes it also so much. Why? Because it supports. Vicariously, you can believe that, one day if you do all that, self-made person. The first notion that has to be broken is this. The first notion that has to be broken is this. You are not a self-made person. Whatsoever you are today, whatsoever you are able to achieve is because of the support. But the ego will not like to appreciate the support. Now, prayer is an effort to remember the support. Otherwise, the ego of the person believes that I am a self-made person. He who made it knew better than a man like me is the theme of the poem. What is the theme of the poem Olive Tree? He who made it knew what it needed better than a man like me. Isn't it? From that, we are deriving so many. From that, we are building our own stories. Our own stories, plural. I am making. Yeah, I'm just making my own stories. Prayer is a recognition. Are you able to understand the first point I said? Self-made person. Ego always like. That's why I'm repeating again. Who can inspire you, or who inspires you all the time? Whoever says, I had nothing, I had no support. I studied under the street lights. I walked to school for 25 kilometers. Barefoot, walked. In all this, where is the support? In all this, it looks like there is no support at all, isn't it? Bhakti comes and says very beautifully that all attainments, all achievements is possible only because of the support. Only because of the support. That is a very important understanding of prayer. Second important understanding, I'm various corollaries we are deriving. Second, not second, another, I'll keep saying 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. I keep forgetting that 1, 2, 3. So another corollary. What is another corollary? Prayer is an acceptance of your limitation. Prayer is an acceptance of your limitation. You know only this much you can do. Only this much you can do, and I have done it. For what you have done versus the result has no connection. For what you have done and the result that comes to you, oh my God, that's called prasad. Prasada buddhi. That's called prasada buddhi. Are you able to follow? So prayer is a recognition of your limitation. That is why lot of bhakti is needed before we come into knowledge. If you don't have bhakti and come into knowledge directly from kartrutva people jump from tremendous kartrutva to knowledge directly, ending up kartrutva getting reinforced more and more and more. What is missing? The vital tool of the bhakti, the attitude. Are you able to follow? So what is this attitude? The right understanding. What is the right understanding? Prayer is nothing but a recognition of your limitations. Where you understand your limitations, humility follows automatically. Where your limitations are understood, what follows that? Humility. You follow? You are putting in effort, you are humble. This is where you must have some experience. You think you will become dull. You think, oh my God. Where others can see only 2 steps, you can see 50 steps. There you know it is the divine that is showing you the path. Otherwise, you think you are the doer. Able to follow? So prayer is an indication of your limitations. Another misunderstanding of prayer is carefully understand, prayer is not a claim. It is not an announcement of entitlement. Prayer is not a claim. Prayer is an acceptance of what? Prayer is an acceptance of what? What I have done and what I have gotten in return. What I have done and what I got in return. Wow. That what you got in return is not at all commensurate with your effort is bhakti. What I got is peanuts, sir, compared to the effort that I put in. Are you able to follow? There are 2 ways of looking at it. What I got is much compared to my effort that I put in a bhakti. Opposite of that is what? What I got is peanuts, sir, na kartrutva. Are you able to follow? What I got is peanuts. So prayer is not a entitled. Prayer is just a recognition. Beautiful is this prayer. Prayer has to be backed right through the action. Prayer is very much important right through the action. Why? Because action goes through various things. Action has lot of things to be faced with. What is the first thing that you face in an action? In any endeavor, what is the first thing that you face? Vigna, obstacle. That's why we remember Ganesha first. In any prayer, why do we worship Ganesha? And Ganesha prayer is, the name of Ganesha is Vigneshwara. Yeah, Vigna, Ishwara. Vigna means obstacles will be there. You need courage to accept obstacles will be there. Effort has to be done in spite of the obstacles. You cannot overcome obstacles and then put in effort. Again, I repeat. Prayer tells you effort has to be done in spite of the obstacles. Obstacles irukum. Kartrutva says, remove the obstacles first so that the efforts can be easier. So you will understand. So whoever you think is an obstacle, you will want to murder that person. You follow? Whoever is an obstacle, what do you want to do? Huh? First. Eliminate that. Eliminate that. Because you are not eliminating that person. You will not say you are eliminating the person in your head. You are only eliminating the obstacle. Why? Because obstacle illana, I can do much better, sir. My productivity levels will be 200% I can give, sir. Well, start doing something first. Yeah. Before giving 100% and then multiplying it to 200% and all, first do. So here, prayer brings you the clarity. What is the clarity? Vigna is a reality. So is effort in spite of obstacle, or is effort in the absence of obstacle? In spite of effort, in spite of obstacle only, effort is. Effort nale adhan artham. Effort nale obstacle irukkiradhunala dhaan effort. Otherwise, you are gliding, isn't it? We all want to glide. Yeah. Yes, you can glide, but kartrutva is pulling you down, no, so heavily. What is preventing you from flying high? The kartrutva. So prayer is to remove that burden. Burden of kartrutva, prayer alone can eliminate. So what is the prayer? First thing you understand is in an action, vigna will be there. Vigna means obstacle. That's why class la aarambikumbodhu kuda shanti, 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 isn't it? The guru is also praying, the shishya is also praying. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Why? Because obstacles will be there. The moment you accept obstacles will be there, you can get worried, tensed about that obstacle, or you can ignore that obstacle and continue. You can't ignore if you don't have the prayerful attitude. To ignore the obstacle and move on, prayerful attitude is necessity. So for prayatna to happen, vigna should not become an obstacle. Vigna should not become an obstacle for your prayatna. Prayatna means effort, all that. Another important aspect of effort till now. Are you okay, vigna and prayatna? Another important aspect of effort is daksha, expertise. It's called daksha, expertise. 25-30 years of preparation in expertise is not coming to you. Now something is blocking it. 25 years, 30 years, you study, you work, you study for what? So that when you get into action, your expertise will be available to you. Why the expertise, daksha? Why a person is not so? Daksha means we'll study. When we go to the quality of the bhakta and jnani, we will study that he is an expert. Daksha. So, vigna, prayatna. The third thing in an action is daksha. The skill and the expertise that you have should be available to you at the right time. If it has to be available to you at the right time, your mind must be calm, peaceful. What will keep the mind calm and peaceful so that your expertise becomes available to you? The prayer. Are you able to understand? Otherwise, I know it, sir, but isn't it? Inga irukku sir varamattendru, isn't it? You will say it's here, it's not coming. Thonda varaiku vandiruchu, sir. It's not. You got it. The Daksha. It's like the child asking, as soon as I enter the exam hall, I forget everything. I come out of the exam hall, I remember everything. What to do, sir? What to do? Exam time na shift pannu, isn't it? Right, exam outside. Angada sir varamatin. It is not available to you when you need it. Daksha means it should be available. The wisdom that you have should be available to you when you need it. It means you should not be in an agitated, tensed, stressed state. When you are agitated, tensed, worried, anxious, it will not be available to you. To tell people, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it doesn't help. It's like telling an angry person, get rid of anger. The question is, what to do? What if I do, I'll get rid of it? Prayer, bhakti becomes a very important tool. This is another important reason for bhakti. So, vigna, prayatna, daksha. Then comes anugraha bhavana, anugraha buddhi. Anugraha buddhi means, thank God, everything is available to me because of your grace. Anugraha. Anugraha means grace. You are able to do it because of the divine grace. Prasada buddhi. Finally, the outcome. Whatsoever result is prasada. So, what is it that is the attitude, prayer? Use these words, it will become very clear. Vigna, prayatna, daksha, anugraha buddhi, prasada buddhi. Sequence of this is the sequence. All this in one word called prarthana. Prarthana means prayer. We say prarthana, not prayer. Now we think prayer means entitlement, asking for. Sir, I'm asking that which belongs to me only. No. I'm asking that which is legitimately mine only. No, what is wrong in that? I'm not asking somebody else's, sir. I'm asking that which should come to me. What is wrong in that? Perfectly correct. What has to come to you is coming to you. Isn't it? What has to come to you now with a lot of kartrutva? Huh? What has to come to you? Anga kuda divine grace is working. Huh? Because with all the kartrutva, what has to come to you? Agitations, worry, anxiety, depression. In a word, doesn't matter. That comes without faith. Meaning, you never need to ask entitlement. What is the statement? You get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. Deserving means by two, action and the right attitude behind action. Generally, we say you get what you deserve means by your action. Obviously, what is implied in that statement? Attitude, because there is always some attitude backing your action. There is always some attitude backing the action. So another important aspect of the prayer of this is what? Vigna, prayatna, daksha, anugraha buddhi, prasada buddhi. Yeah. What is daksha? He knew what the plant is needed. That is daksha. He knows the expertise. Having known, he will not put a condition to God, send it now. I know what it needs, but when it has to come is decided by the divine. Able to understand? That is daksha. He is not a dumb person. Daksha means he knows, but he knows one extra thing which we all don't know. What is that extra thing that he knows that we don't know? Timing da. Yeah, timing romba mukkiyam, sir, isn't it? Time. At what time it should come? The divine. That is prasada buddhi. At what time it should come to you? At whatever time it, or you work backwards. At what time it should come to you, you can never know it. Whenever you get it, you understand it as a right time. Are you able to follow? You can never know at what time it will come to you. That you can never know. I can never know. Nobody can know. But we can work in the other way. What is the other way? Whatever times it comes is the right time. At whatever time it comes to you is the right time. Therefore, what happens? After doing the effort, prayatna, with daksha, overcoming all vigna, the second hermit says, he who made it knew what it needed better than a man like me. He who made it knew what it needed better than a man like me. When? After the, he also did exactly what the first hermit did. History survived because of what? He left it to the divine. He said, I left it to its creator, this little one. This little one, I left it to the creator. But we don't leave it to the creator. Ego believes you are the creator. Kartrutva means I am the creator, is Kartrutva. You are not the creator, you are only an instrument. What is this olive tree now? To summarize, prayer becomes significant only when your efforts are sincere and dedicated. Prayer is useless when your efforts are not sincere and dedicated. Again, I repeat the summary. Prayer is significant only when it is backed by your sincere efforts. Supposing your efforts are not that sincere, prayer is not a substitute. Your prayer will not substitute that bit of lacking in effort. Prayer, people believe prayer will substitute that. No, no. Everything that was possible for me, I have done. Nothing more I can do. Whatsoever comes, it's prasad. Invariably it comes. That's what olive tree is giving us the assurance. Invariably it comes. Invariably it comes. All that you are capable of, you have done. All that you can possibly do, you do. A time comes where the golden moment it is, the beautiful moment it is, the best moment in life is that moment where your efforts are exhausted, you throw up your hands in helplessness and say, whatsoever comes is your prasad. That is the extraordinary moment in life. To that person who has reached that moment in life, which is the second hermit, olive tree he deserved. Olive tree he deserved it, it came. In contrast to the first person. In contrast to the first. Who's the first person? The first hermit. First hermit said, sunlight it needed, it came. Water it needed, it came. Frost it needed, it came. Totality la, what should come to you when is never your decision. But whatsoever comes to you is a blessed moment. Whatsoever comes to you is a blessing, is bhakti, the prayer. Only if good things happens, I am blessed. Things that I don't like or things that causes pain to me comes, I am cursed. Divine knows only one thing, what? To bless you. Remember that. Divine only blesses you. And it has two ways of blessing you. What are the two ways of blessing you? Pain is one way of blessing you. Pleasure is another way of blessing you. So, in painful moments also, it is blessedness. The good moments also is. It means prayer is an attitude that makes you to go beyond good and bad. It goes you beyond, because everything becomes prasad. Everything becomes the prasad. And prasad means what? Prasad means what? Whatever is needed for your next level of growth, it comes. That is prasad. Prasad means whatever comes to you, whatever is needed for your growth comes. Then only it can be called as prasad. If something is coming to you and you are falling down, how can it be called as prasad? So, the good things happen to you or the bad things happen to you, both is prasad. Both is prasad. Therefore, what happens? That person has a very different approach to life. That person has a very good understanding about life. That very good approach, that very good understanding about life brings out a perceptible change. The very perception about life changes. You follow? Opposite of that is what? Ignorance, which makes you to believe as knowledge. Ignorance, which you believe it as knowledge. What is ignorance? You think you know what is good for you. You think you know what is bad for you. That's foolishness. Second level of foolishness is what? You know what is good for others also. You yourself don't know what is good and bad for you. How can you know for others? But the ego says, Kartritva says, no, sir. At least for these two, three people, I may not know for others, sir, but at least for A, B, and C. Very clear, sir. I know. What she says? Holy Mother. Huh? The tone of the mother, no? Kalpana's daughter, she calls mother. For the tone of mother. Yeah. The tone with which she says mother. Hilarious. It was laughing. That day she stopped coming also. Huh? After that, she never came. You, I'm talking about poor thing. She brought the daughter. We both turn back and say, problem is with you, go back. Daughter saying, sir, pray ulta. She didn't know what to do. At least for her, I know what is good and what is bad. No, because I am the mother. I am the father. I know. I am the mother. I know. I am the husband. I know. I am the wife. I know. I am a Rama Bhakt, sir. Therefore, I know what is good for Rama now. We know what is good for Rama now. Because I'm a Ram. Ayodhya Pono, sir. Ayodhya Pono, sir. One place you should not go henceforth in life is because you know what Rama needs. No. Rama never came and told you that. No, you know what Rama needs. So God also you decide. You decide for God, you decide. You decide for everybody around you. You decide for your own self. The end result of all the decision is what? The end result of all the decisions is what? Agitation, frustration. You have no choice to stop the effort. You can only change the doer and do the effort with the right attitude. You cannot escape the effort. You cannot. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthyate akarmakrit. Same Bhagavad Gita. You have no choice to escape the effort. You cannot. You try to escape, you have to come back. You might as well do the effort. You cannot escape the effort. But what you can escape? From the kartrutva to the instrument. Shift from kartrutva to the instrument. So olive tree, he did all the effort and shifted the attitude. What is the attitude? I am an instrument. Lastly, when you claim you are an instrument, you will take only that much. If you think you are the doer, you will want everything. If you understand that you are an instrument, you will only want to take. But if you think you are the doer, you want everything because you are the doer. No. So obviously the entire credit should come to you and nobody can lay any claim on it. Beautiful is this prayer. Beautiful is the right attitude behind the effort, action, which is the point. Olive tree. He who made new what it needed better than a man like me, laid eye on him no conditions, fixed to no ways and means. So I wonder not my olive thriveth, whilst the olive tree did die. The poem Olive Tree. With this we conclude. Next week we'll continue with the two motivations.